Hello and good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good people of Chew. Today, hope you are feeling grand and always well. Hello there, everybody. Today, everybody, I'm going to talk about my philosophy on guitar solos. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I'm not going to say it's going to be a short one because I'm not short with anything. Everything is always nothing's ever brief with Dave. So anyway. So today, I want to talk about my guitar soloing, philosophy. Sorry, the intro jam's kind of spaced me out in the nicest possible way. So bear with me. So I want to talk about my philosophy on guitar solos and what to me is important in a guitar solo. Because I do get asked quite a lot of questions in Q&As and outside of Q&As, and just in general of like, how can I get better at guitar solos, and how do you do this and how do you do that, and I'm going to ramble on a bit about that, if you will, and hopefully make sense. Okay, so to me, a guitar solo, if you said, what does a guitar solo mean to me? Simple, might be a long-winded answer, is simply this. A guitar solo to me is a way to express your innermost desires, fears, anxieties, panic, anger, aggression, sadness, happiness, any of these emotions through music at one point, through an improvisation or a written piece. It's to express how you feel. That's what a guitar solo is to me. It's not about being technical whiz kid. It's not about playing super fast. It's not about playing super slow. It's about playing how you feel. If you want to play fast and aggressively, because that's the way you feel, then you do that. If you want to play slow and melodically, then that's what you do. You know what I mean? That's what a guitar solo is to me. It's a way to channel your innermost kind of being, if you will, into the music, into the guitar, and out through the speakers, and into the world. Because I've always said to me, I with my guitar playing, when I do a guitar solo, I want it to reach out and I want it to grab you and take you with me on a ride, basically, whatever it is, whatever I'm trying to say with my guitar. I want people to understand what I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense. I want people to understand if I'm happy or I'm sad or I'm angry. I want them to be able to pick up on that through what I play on the guitar, and I've wanted that for a long time. I mean, I did go through a phase a long time ago when I first started playing guitar. As much as I wanted to be John Frusciante, I wanted to be able to play really, really fast. I wanted to shred my head off, and it wasn't until later on in life I realised it's kind of a trap. It's good to learn to play fast, I agree, but it is kind of a trap, because if you're not careful, you can kind of get stuck in it, and then it just becomes like a technique more than anything, and it just becomes a guitar Olympics instead of kind of like you expressing your innermost self to the world and being really vulnerable at that point in time. And it is scary to do this kind of thing on guitar solo, because you are opening yourself up to the world and you are vulnerable for people to take the mick or whatever, and the way you act when you get lost in a guitar solo is a little bit strange, to say the least. I mean, I've noticed when I scan back through my videos to make sure everything's okay, my left leg goes in the air. I don't know I'm doing it. I don't remember doing it. I pull funny faces. I close my eyes, and whatever, and I do weird things, and I'm not aware I'm doing them because I don't care at that point in time. I don't care afterwards. I don't care at all, actually, what I do, because at that point in time, all that matters is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? And if that comes out through my actions and the guitar, then that's I've succeeded. And for the longest time, for so many years, I have strived to be that feel-based guitar player that my heroes are. John Frusciante, Jimi Hendrix, Peter Green, Mike McCready, Paul Kossoff, Dave Gilmour, Buckethead to an extent. So many guitarists. Rory Gallagher, all these guys. They're all feel-based players. It comes down to that. And to me, a guitar solo is that ability to just like express yourself at any given moment. You know, you're able to get what's inside out through the medium of music, if you will. You know what I mean? You can just channel that. See, for instance, like, I don't know if it came across, and I'm not great at this yet. I'm still learning how to do it, and I'm still trying to do it where people can pick up on what I'm trying to say with the guitar. I'm trying to say something instead of just like saying, "Hey, look at me, look what I can do with the guitar." I'm trying to make the guitar say something, and in doing that, I'm trying to reach out and make things either better for someone or to make people feel like they have more strength when they don't have strength, feel like they're not alone when they're alone. You know, I'm trying to do all this with the guitar because it's all I have to give, if that makes any sense. You know, that's all I have to give to people. I'm useless at everything else. So when I do a guitar solo, if I can make somebody's day better by doing that piece of music, then that's everything to me. You know, if I can make somebody happy when they're sad through a piece of music because they've picked up on whatever emotion that I'm trying to convey, then that's it. That's what I want. I want people to just feel what I'm trying to say, and I want them to make them feel better or more content or whatever. You know, I just want that, and that to me is what a guitar solo should be and is. You know, I don't. For the longest time, my guitar solos, and I have this on record as well, it was just techniques. It was just techniques, and this is where you can get stuck if you're not careful. You can get stuck in just throwing guitar techniques at a guitar solo. So you kind of like start. Oh, I'll start with a trill. So guitar solo comes up, and you'll start going. And it's like, oh, what technique can I do next? Oh, I know, I could do some pull-off. That's quite cool. And I can tap. You know, and then it's just. But then all you're doing is just techniques. You're not expressing yourself because you're here. You know, you're thinking, right, what can I do? Okay, I can do a trill into like a legato-y thing maybe, and maybe just and run up the pentatonic scale, or I could run down. You know, and it's not, to me, that's not natural. That's not a natural thing, because what you're doing is you're just, like I say, you're just throwing techniques at a guitar solo, which for a while is all you can do. You know, it takes a long time to develop the ability to play expressively. You know, to do that. It takes a long time, because it did me. It took me a long time to be able to kind of like, you know, channel what I want into the guitar. It took me a long time to do that. And so for a long time you can get stuck on just, you know, you do just do techniques. But like I say, if you're not careful, you can get stuck, because at one point you do get to a point where you're like, I'm starting to feel that a bit more than just it just being a technique. So one day you'll be like, oh, what can I do next? And then the next day, for instance, like it could literally be like that. It's weird. You could be doing that, and all of a sudden you're not thinking about what that is. That's just happening because you feel that's where you want to be. That's saying something. It sounds frantic to me. Something stressed you out in the day maybe, and you're just like, you know, and it's just, you know, and that's what's coming out, and that's when you kind of, I feel that's when you kind of make that transition from just that, like, throwing techniques at a guitar solo. It's like, you know, I'm going to do some tapping, I'm going to do some legato, I'm going to do some shredding, I'm just going to do this trill, I'm going to do that run, I'm going to do this run. When that starts happening, you are, like, you're transcending that, if you will, and you are just becoming yourself. You know what I mean? You start to channel you through the guitar instead of, like, you know, you're playing the guitar instead of the guitar playing you, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So, So to me, that's what a guitar solo is. It's that, like I say, it's that ability to express your innermost self at any given point in time over a piece of music, while serving that piece of music. And this brings me to the next point. Your guitar solo should never be an ego trip. Guitar solos should not be an ego trip. Like I said, they should say something. They need to speak. They need to say. It doesn't mean they can't be fast. It doesn't mean they can't be showy. But they do need to speak. They need to speak for the song. You know, if you really go, oh, I've learnt this amazing sweet picking lick, but I really want to get it in this song, but the song doesn't require it, and it just sounds wrong, and everyone's like, that doesn't fit. And you have to just go, I won't do it then. You know what I mean? And you got to have that self-control to understand what the music and the song requires. You know, you can't just be shredding constantly just because you love to shred. The piece of music that you play might not allow for that. You know, you can't be in a covers band doing let's think. Sweet Child of Mine. You can't be in a covers band playing Sweet Child of Mine and do a shred solo over the top instead of slashes. Ain't gonna work. You know, or you can't do stuff. You can't do, like, for instance, if you here's another example. You can't do the BB King, The Thrill Is Gone, and shred over it. It ain't gonna work because that's not what that song's about. You're not serving the song at that point. You are serving your ego, and your ego should have no part in a guitar solo. You know, Ian Thornley, the guitarist, songwriter, singer from Big Wreck, said something that's always stuck with me. He said the biggest ego in the studio, live or anywhere, in a band, the biggest ego should be the song or the songs. Not you, not the drummer, not the bass player, not the backing singers, not the keyboard player, whatever. It's nothing to do with any of you. It's to do with the song. The song is key. So what you play has to fit and work. You know what I mean? You can't just be, you know, throwing like a million techniques out just because you want to show off. It's not about showing off. Guitar solos are not about showing off. It's about expressing your innermost self to the world and through the music. You know, and that's why I'm drawn to guitarists like John Frusciante and Jimi Hendrix, because that's what they do. You know, they're very, when they guitar solo, they're very vulnerable. They're very, you know, they're very open. You just have to watch John and Jimmy play, or any of these guys I've mentioned, and you can just hear that's what they're trying to say. You know, if you listen to Machine Gun by Jimi Hendrix, which to me is the most powerful guitar solo of all time, I don't think there'll be another guitar solo ever played, improvised, that has that much power. It's just, it's unreal. The power that man puts through that guitar. Just playing that one note. When he hits that one note, Jimmy, when he's playing Machine Gun and he hits that one note, which there, and it just sustains. That says so much more than, and he holds it and he does it again, so it's like, and he holds it and he holds it and it's just going, and you can hear the uni vibe going whoop, 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 over the top of the note, and then he hits it again and he just lets it ring and lets it sustain, and he's just gone. He's got his eyes shut and he doesn't move either, which means he's just pummeling everything of himself into this guitar solo. It's terrifying. Machine Gun is scary. I can't listen to it a lot. I love it so much, but I can't listen to it a lot because it's exhausting to listen to. There's another version of Machine Gun as well, which they played in 1970 in Norman, Oklahoma, and that version of Machine Gun, the guitar solo, the guitar is not a guitar. The guitar is pain, anger, aggression, sadness, loss, sorrow. It's in pain. It screams and it cries and it just begs for mercy, and it just, you know, just give up, you know, just because of what Jimmy's trying to say about, like, you know, the Vietnam War and whatever, you know, is going on in that point in time, all these riots and stuff like that. And it just screams. And same thing with the Fillmore East version, and you listen to like John Frusciante doing guitar solos, like the Parallel Universe solo at Slane Castle, and it's just gorgeous. It's just, you're not just somebody playing the guitar at that point in a band. The music is transcendent of that. You're above just a band with members of humans. You're all as one at that point, and you are music at that point. You are just that one thing. It's not an ego trip to play fast. It's not this, that, and the other. It's just perfect freedom of expression. You're just there, putting everything you are into this moment, and it'll never happen again. And it's one of the reasons I love improvisation and guitar solos, is because it captures a point in time. It captures how you felt at that point in time. And so for me, my philosophy on guitar solos, like I say, it's all about, it's kind of capturing lightning in a bottle kind of thing. It's that whole thing of like, it captures your emotion at that point in time of how you feel, what you're trying to say. And like I say, a guitar solo should always say something. I don't like widdly guitar solos just for the sake of being widdly guitar solos. It doesn't do anything for me. But I can, listen to Before the Beginning or Comfortably Numb or even Soothsayer by Buckethead, because there is emotion in that. I can, Got a Good Mind to Give Up Living, Machine Gun, all these guitar solos, I can listen to them for hours on end because there's so much in them. You can get so much kind of like emotion out of them, and so much kind of relief, whatever, out of these guitar solos. It's insane, and I think that's important for like your own guitar solos, really, because it's got to carry over. You've got to say something with your guitar solo. It can't just be, like I say, throwing techniques at it, and like I say, you can get trapped in that, so to say. You got to be careful. One second, really. Okay, I'm back. So, just had to get a drink. Sorry, getting a dry throat. Okay, so, where was I? Yeah, like I say, your guitar solo has to say something. It's got to express you. It's got to express what you feel. It's got to be you. It's got to say something. It's got to reach out, and it's got to grab people. And this is all I want out of when I play guitar solo. I want people to hear it and understand it. And in understanding it, either make their day better or make them feel, like I say, less alone if they're alone, less sad if they're sad. That's what I want. I just want to connect with people musically, because like I said, that's all I have. That's all I have to give in the world. I can't do anything else. So this is what I want for my guitar playing, and I'm striving to do it, and that's what I want from my guitar playing. It's like, I'm always terrified of releasing music. I release music because I force myself to do it. I just kick songs out because I don't like to overanalyze things anymore. I just like to just record it, get it done to a point where I'm happy with it. You can hear all the instruments, kick it out, let it go. Because I think that's important to do. And guitar solos, like I said, I love improvisation because it just captures a point in time. It captures that emotion, that how you feel at that point in time. Jimmy could never duplicate that Machine Gun solo. Again, note for note, it would never happen, because how he felt at the Fillmore East is totally different to how he felt the gig after, when he played Machine Gun or whatever. So it's kind of impossible to kind of do that, and that's why I love improvisation so much, and that's why I love guitar solos so much, is because it speaks about where you are at that point in time. And I feel it's just really important for guitarists to be able to express their innermost being. I know some guitarists just want to be technique based, and that's cool. That is really cool. That's fine if you just want to shred and you want to sweep pick and you want to tap and do all that kind of stuff. That's cool. But I feel the guitar could be, to me, the guitar is so much more than that. I'm not saying that's rubbish. I'm not putting that down because it's really cool and I do like watching that kind of thing. And I still love Yngwie Malmsteen and, stuff like that. But for me, it's not enough. It was never enough. When I was learning Yngwie Malmsteen stuff, it was never enough just to be able to play fast. I was like, oh, this isn't particularly where I wanted to be. I mean, for a while, I was like, this is amazing. And then for the longest time after that, for years after that, I was like, I don't want to play just fast for the sake of playing fast. When I play fast, I want it to mean something, and it took, and throughout the years, it kind of took me to kind of like, different places, and I'm still nowhere near where I would consider myself like good at conveying emotion through guitar. I mean, I'm very self-deprecating anyway. I don't allow myself any kind of compliment, if you will. I don't know. It's not really the right word. I don't allow myself anything like that. It's kind of like, you're not good enough. You need to try harder. But in a way, I think that's a good thing because it makes me push myself. Because it's like, no. It's like I can feel it when I start a guitar solo and I'm like, it's not there. Push yourself, go, push, and then I'm pushing myself, and then I just kind of like, it just wells up, and then it finally explodes. And it's happened in a few intro jams and a few Untitleds and stuff like that. The song "Someday" that's on here that I did, it's like a little instrumental song where I did it. That was one of the examples where it just kind of blew up. It was just one of those things. So like I say, my philosophy on guitar soloing is, your guitar solo has to say something. It has to, like I say, it has to communicate your desire, your love, your passion, your sadness, your grief, your sorrow, your anger, your aggression, your whatever that's in you. It has to convey that. It has to say something, and like I say, it has to say it within the context of the song. It has to work inside the context of the music. It doesn't want to be just, I'm not saying like if the song's a happy song, do a happy solo. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. You know what I mean? You have to be true to what you want. If it's a happy upbeat song and you don't want to do a happy solo, you don't have to. But your solo still has to sit within the song's framework. I don't know if that makes any sense. This is really difficult. But if I don't know, do you know? Hopefully, you know what I mean. Like, you have to serve the song, is what I'm saying. Doesn't mean you have to, But in serving the song, it doesn't mean you have to compromise your emotions and your feelings. If the song's happy, you can play a sad solo. If the song's sad, you can play a happy solo. You know what I mean? It's a weird juxtaposition, but it can be done. So but you've got to be true to yourself. If you feel sad and you feel whatever, channeling it through these things is really good for you. Because it does get it out. And to connect that with other people is really, really good. I mean, there's been songs I've released that have really connected with some people out there, and that's when I feel like I'm doing my job right. You know what I mean? And I feel a bit more kind of fulfilled, because I'm like, you are worth something, because I don't have any self-worth. I don't feel that I am very good at anything I do. If I'm being honest with you, which I always want to be. I don't want to sugarcoat things. So when I write a song, and say I write a song and I dedicate it to someone, and that person hears the song and they click with it, and they're like, I get that. That means a lot to me. Then I feel like I'm doing my job right. I feel like, fulfillment, like I'm on the right track here. And it makes me happy to be able to do that. I like that feeling, and if I can do that through the guitar, then I'm really, really happy. I love it. I love to be able to connect with people through music, because like I say, it's all I've got. I can't offer anything to anybody other than that. I've got nothing. I'm not kidding myself. But yeah. So if I can do a piece of music for somebody and they hear it and they connect with it and it means to them what it means to me, or even if it doesn't, even if it means something to them that means something different to me, as long as it connects with them on an emotional level where it makes them feel good, or makes them feel less alone, or helps them deal with something, then I'm doing my job right. And that's what I feel my job as a musician is. More than just being a guitarist, more than being... I won't call myself a songwriter because I don't think I'm very good at it. More than being like, a guitarist, whatever, musician. You're helping people. And I like that. I like the idea of helping people. And if I could do that through a guitar solo, then I feel that I'm doing my job right. And at least I'm worth something at that point. You know what I mean? Instead of what I think I am worth, so to say. Sorry, this just took a bit of a somber turn. But it is all relevant, really, because it makes me strive for that feeling. You know what I mean? It makes me strive to be the best I can be at that point in time, because if I'm not, I might not be able to make somebody's day better. I might not be able to cheer somebody up. I might not be able to give somebody a gift of a song that could alter their mindset. So it's give everything you've got and forget the consequence. Forget the consequences of looking like a fool when you go doing that, bending a note, or your leg goes flying in the air, or you do weird things. Forget that. It's all worth it, and it's worth looking a prat, and it's worth making a bit of a show of yourself if you look a bit weird, if it makes somebody's life better, if it makes somebody's day better. You know what I mean? Because that's it. That's it, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, it's like we've that's the purpose. That's purpose, isn't it? If we can all help each other through things, then that's wicked. So that's all I want. Never Fade. I know the song Never Fade is connected with quite a lot of people, and I can't play that song. I can't play it. It rips me up inside. I can't. People have been asking for a lesson on it, and I can't play the song because of what it means. It's too heavy. I can't play it. Maybe one day I will be able to, but every time I play it, I have to stop. I just can't get through it. I cannot get through it. I can't hear it. I can't listen to it. I just can't get through it. But it means a lot to, it's connected with quite a lot of people, and quite a lot of people have bought it and downloaded it, and a lot of people listen to it. And then that to me is wicked, and it means that song's doing its job, which means I'm doing my job. The Untitled's, they've connected with people, and I just love that connection through music that you can have with people. It transcends language, it transcends borders, nationalities, beliefs, traditions, whatever. It just transcends everything. And that is so awesome. And that's why I love music, and that's why I love guitar solos. Because it doesn't matter what you are, it doesn't matter what you believe in or anything like that. Human beings feel something every now and again that just can just take them away. And whatever that is, it just transcends everything. It just takes you to a different place, and it's no longer about just where you are in the world, or whatever, or I don't like you because of, it's all common ground at the end of the day. If somebody likes it and that other person likes it, then you've got something in common whether you like it or you don't. You know what I mean? It's the power of music. Simple as that. It's such a powerful art form. It's if not the most powerful art form ever. And through the guitar is such an expressive instrument, which is another reason why I adore the thing so much and love it so much and just can't be without it. And more than anything, the guitar is the thing that keeps me here and keeps me breathing. And like, because the guitar is such an expressive thing, it's really powerful when it's played with purpose and meaning and emotion and passion. It's so powerful at that point in time. That's when you get Machine Gun. That's when you get Scar Tissue in 1999 in Red Square. That's when you get Be My Friend solo or Comfortably Numb or Bad Penny. That's when you get these gorgeous moments. And they are freeing. It creates freedom and it creates a feeling of belonging in the world. Because I've never felt like I belong in the world. I always feel like an outcast. I feel like I shouldn't be here. I feel like an alien. I always have. I've never felt like I belong in the world. I always feel like I was like, why am I here? And to me, when my music connects with people and my guitar solos connect with people, that makes me feel that like, no, you do have a purpose here. You are supposed to, this is why you're here. Because I always feel that the guitar found me. And I was, when I was at the lowest ebb, when I was 15 years old, a guitar found me. And when I got my first guitar, that was it. At 16, that was it. I was away. And my love for it has never diminished. My love for music has only gotten stronger. My love for the guitar has got stronger to the point where I'm not obsessed with guitars. I love them. It's as simple as that. It's not an obsession. It's a love more than an obsession. I'm not just kind of like. It's so much deeper than that. And the same thing with like being able to express myself through guitars, and being open to the world of music. Just letting it come instead of trying to force it. The song I wrote the other day, the Dave Gilmour inspired one. I forget what it's called. Falling into the Abyss, which is really funny how that name came about actually. But that's another story for another day. The name came about quite amusingly. But anyway, that song, I went to record that song the day before I released it. I woke up with that song in my head. It was there. It kind of started gestating the night before. I was talking to a friend, and it started to come out then. We were sat listening to music, and I was like, what's that? And I woke up the next morning, and I was like, I've got a song in my head, and I went to record it, and the song was no. And I was like, no, come on, I know what I'm doing. And I started playing, and it was like, no, you don't. You don't know. You don't know what you're doing. Stop. And I was like, no, I can do this, and it just wasn't happening. It was not happening. It was a mess. It didn't work. And I got really disheartened, and I got downtrodden by it, and I was like, oh, burgers. And I thought, that's gone. That song's obviously gone to somebody else. I waited too long, and that song's gone to somebody else, and it's gone. You've just got to lament the loss. But I thought, you know what? I'll try again tomorrow morning when I've been to bed, I've been to sleep. I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I'll try and redo it. Woke up next morning, got Pro Tools loaded up, got everything ready, and there it was. And it was like, nope, here you go. You weren't ready yesterday. It wasn't going to be good. It wasn't going to be as good as it could be yesterday because of whatever. Here it is today because you're more focused. This is your day. This song is your day. And that's what I love about music is like, you can't force it. If you force it, it doesn't work. You've got to let it flow. And if it doesn't flow, then you've got to let it go. Doesn't flow, let it go. Is that a t-shirt? Might be a t-shirt. Sorry, I got a really dry throat. But yeah, so I don't know. for what this video is worth, I don't really know. But like I say, I mean, when it comes down to learning how to guitar solo, you have to learn the things you have to learn. I think is your 5 positions of pentatonic scale. My video unlocking the neck is everything I know. That's all I know. I know nothing more than what's in that video about the guitar neck. That's all I know. If somebody asks me exactly what it is, all I know is it's pentatonic, and I don't know any more. So that video has all my knowledge in it that I know about the guitar neck, of how to go around it. It's how you incorporate it. What it is learning pentatonic scales and learning your scales is like learning the alphabet. You know how to go A, B, C, D, blah, 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 blah. But now, when you know how to do that, then what you have to do is you have to go away and you have to learn how to spell. You have to learn how to spell cat. So you need to put, C-A-T. You know what I mean? And and that's a whole new skill. And that's basically what guitar soloing is. You can learn your scales, which is like learning the alphabet. But then you've got to be able to take the C and the A and the T, put them together to know that spells the word cat. You know what I mean? And that's the way it works with guitar solos. And then once you start to get this kind of like, vocabulary up and start to understand it, you can start to kind of like get lost in it and start to kind of like release your control over the guitar and the music, and just kind of let things be what they'll be. Mistakes and all. Mistakes are fine. I've done a video on that. Mistakes are alright. You're going to make mistakes. But to play with feel, I think, is the most important thing in the world. To me, anyway. Over technique, over being really super fast or whatever. It's playing with purpose more than anything. You have to say something. You've got to mean it when you do it as well. Because if you don't mean it, people will be able to tell. You've got to mean everything you play. You've got to mean it wholeheartedly, 100% confidence and conviction. You've got to mean what you say, even if you make a mistake when you do it. You've got to mean it. You can't be tentative. You've got to go for it. You know what I mean? And that's it really. So learning scales is important, definitely. And like I say, my video on lock and neck is everything I know about the guitar in one video. I know nothing more. I don't understand any more of that, and I don't want to, because where I'm heading, where I want to go with the guitar, isn't based in theory. It's not based in. I want to play feel based guitar, and that's not based in theoretical stuff. Like I say, just because you know the alphabet doesn't mean you know how to spell words. That deal. So for what this video is worth, everybody, I know it's a lot of ramble. I'm gonna wind up now, and but yeah, I hope it's made some kind of sense of what my philosophy on guitar solo is. I hope there's something in there you can take away and maybe start incorporating yourself. If you kind of want to learn to play along those kind of lines. And just the last thing I will say is just put yourself in it, and don't be afraid to do that. Throw everything you are at it. Throw everything you are at it. Mean it every second. You've got to mean it. It's got to be you. It's everything. It has to be you, kind of thing. So it's important. I think it's important. Technique and showing off is all well and good, but when you play something that alters somebody's life or day, that's so much more important than just wowing somebody for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? In my opinion, anyway. This is all just based on. This is just my opinion, everybody. I know opinions vary, and everyone's allowed their own opinion. But I say this is just mine, and I say this is my philosophy on guitar solos. Is I've got to say something. I've got to express you through the guitar solo and how you feel at any given moment, really. So yeah. So for what that's worth, and for what this video is worth, I hope it made some kind of sense, and I hope there's something in there you can take away. I could talk about this for a lot longer, but I'm going to wind it up now because I'll be here all day. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I hope there's something like you say you can take away from that. I do apologise for the kind of rambling in a way, but hopefully it makes sense, if that makes any sense. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, everybody. You know, thank you for your support for this channel. Again, I cannot express enough how much your support means. There aren't the words in the English language or any language or in the world to express my gratefulness. You know, I mean, there's nothing I could ever do to repay it. If you know what I mean, I just can't. You know, I'm going to try. I'm going to spend however long I have left on YouTube. You know, I will spend it trying to say thank you. You know, in any way, shape, or form I can. You know, so thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you for for being here, and yeah, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and I'll see you again on Wednesday for Q&A. And yeah, have a great one. Yeah, goodbye now. Thank you very much for watching.